as the years go on, just having that shared space, it is an invaluable resource, not just for, oh, we can put our robot on a full field and run it around in practice, but when we're at the practice field and the other local team shows up, we share ideas.
Yeah.
We help each other out. Oh, I'm struggling with this issue. Oh, we actually had this issue. Here's how we resolved it. And it becomes very collaborative.
And then you can also see statistically the performance of these teams on an objective scale
Yes.
is measurable. And they've had 2 of the top 20. Last year, your team has shot up against very high ranking.
Yes.
As you've been tested against some pretty tough teams.
Yeah. Our team, so the other 2 really strong teams in the region, they continued to compete through COVID, whereas our team being a community team, we opted to pause the team during that period, and basically all our experienced students aged out and we lost a couple mentors. So coming back, basically 2023, we were basically starting fresh with like a new set of students almost, fewer mentors, fewer technical mentors. So it's just been, we've been building up year over year, and now we're kind of, well, I guess this would have been the 4th year in now. And super strong. So, but part of that is because our students were able to interact with students on other teams, our mentors, our newer mentors, able to not just interact with our experienced mentors, but also mentors on other teams. And yeah, having really, well, everyone in Ontario knows that having a couple really strong teams, really strong robots that you're competing alongside, like really helps.
Raises the
Yeah, it raises the game for everyone, and that's the case in our little pod that is Waterloo Mountain First, where we have a couple strong teams and all the other teams are pushing and working really hard and starting to get just as strong as the other ones.
That's good. So I think that's really incredible. If we had that across the province in a few more pockets, wow, you would see huge movement. And I don't think it's like there's one measurable part like how we do, and that's great if we're competitive. It is a competition, and yeah, we did great. But everyone knows, like from my team, we could come last every year, and the students would still love it, and because we're starting from 0 every year. Wow, there's one year we had 2 alumni who, not alumni, they were 2 grade 11s who became grade 12s. Wow, that was our best year ever. They had something to share in September. Usually it was like, okay, start from 0. But we still loved it, and yet you can measure that the teams do better, and then there's also the intangible of the community building. So there's
Yeah. And like I've seen that firsthand this year, where the students on the teams, they interact at the practice field, they become friends, but they're also seeing the robots interact. And these students from other teams also have comments and input on the robot. It's like, oh, you're doing this thing, why don't you do this? And then when it comes to competition, like their robot breaks or they get eliminated, and then they all rally behind this other robot that they saw go from not working at all to scoring a whole lot of points. And
it's creating these connections.
Yeah.
It's so
And it just
valuable.
it gives them another I guess thing they can kind of stand behind and be proud of, which is pretty cool. Even at the practice field, we were observing that. Where like Team Dave's robot was like apart and in pieces on one side of the practice field, and our driver was practicing with our robot on the other side of the field. And their students, because they were waiting for something, they all sat down on like by the side of the field and were just watching our robot and on, like cheering it on. Which is like pretty cool. We're not in that competition, we're just practicing and they're cheering.
That's
So,
great.
yeah.
Mr. Neal, I'm thinking of some ideas for spaces. There in London, there's so many empty buildings, and they're changing a lot of offices now into homes and stuff like that. They're trying to figure out how else you can use these spaces. And in London, there's malls that have so many empty stores. And I'm just thinking we could maybe reach out to some of these stores to find out if they would let teams build for just that sort of, January to, May, kind of a time period. Like just like what's that Halloween store that goes in?
Spirit Halloween.
Spirit Halloween, they're only there for a short time, but they're usually take over big spaces that have been empty, but they're only there to Halloween. If, jumping in behind Spirit Halloween and going, okay, how about, the mall that now is trying to find how about we take it over from January or December and get them through the next couple of months.
We can find something like that. And
That's, because Spirit Halloween has big spaces generally. And mall vacant stores, we walk around the mall, there's so many empty stores on the ground level, and it might be, they're generally big empty rooms that have a bathroom in them in general. And I don't know what you could take, but if you take your stuff in and build your robot in there, and they got those big doors, they could lock it. Also with office buildings though, there's so many, in London it's Fari, he owns everything.
Yeah.
And he's got tons of empty spaces. Maybe we could reach out to some of these people that own a lot of empty space and they're trying to do something with it. It's like, hey, can we take it for a year or two until you can get your permit to do whatever? And I was thinking with some of these big companies that now don't have people coming into the office all the time, they probably have space. They're trying to downsize a lot of them. Like, hey, how about letting us use something, a large, whatever auditorium room they might have. How about we have it as a practice field, and you guys can have all kinds of posters or whatever. I'm very low tech, so sorry. Whatever posters and have things that will be promoting different companies that are associated with your company. And then the teams can create bonding, all kinds of teams using it as a practice field, and start creating new use for these old spaces that businesses have never heard of robotics. Like a lot of them don't even know what it is. So, hey, how about, and then if they have mentors, then you've got some business. We had a business a while ago that they just had a back room. Honestly, we were driving around there shelving and stuff, and they let us build there because they had some tools and whatever. But they were very interested, and then get those guys as mentors. Like, it creates a thing that a lot of these companies don't know, and as you said before, you try not to get the same companies as some other teams got. But what about all these little companies, or medium-sized companies that have space that they're not using now, and they haven't heard of robotics?
I think we'll come around to that. I think we have a really great opportunity in London and in other cities.
Yeah, I'm sure.
William, maybe we can hear from the Markham area.
Our team is not the greatest at keeping our build space for one reason or another. Like, when we started, I'm pretty sure we were in a community center until all Markham teams got banned from community centers after someone punched a hole in the wall with a robot.
Oh no.
And then we went into an HVAC company, but because like one of our parents works there or something, and we got kicked out of there when they started doing renovations. The next year, we actually moved into a mall, and let's just say that was not the best idea because they don't really like a lot of loud noises.
No name company wants all of the thrill of having a robotics team with none of the consequences.
Because they are like, oh, that sounds fun, until we turn on a miter saw.
Oh
Oops.
yeah,
And then we get 5 noise complaints back to back.
right.
So
Yeah, I
you
didn't
asked
think
for
that
Not
was,
the
yeah.
greatest idea.
You asked for this.
And then we moved into a Cold Ninja. And like, genuinely bless their hearts, if it wasn't for the Martinez, like, genuinely gone.
The
Yeah.
nice thing is the Code Ninjas doesn't have to worry about our noise because when we're there, they're not.
Yeah.
It works. So they operate. It's a bit of a constraint. We have. Would you rather have nothing? So
Yeah,
Monday to Friday, they're there till 8 p.m., so we're just not there.
Mhm.
But come weekend, they only operate till 4 p.m. So we go in at 4:15. And we can stay until 6
10
a.m. the
a.m.
next day.
No, 10,
Or
yeah,
10
10 a.m.
realistically,
Yeah,
10 a.m. the
yeah,
next day.
yeah. You can get-
And we do, we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
And sometimes they don't like operating on a holiday, which is really good.
Jump
Because
in,
we
yeah.
love holidays.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
love holidays.
Especially
We
Yeah.
have no
Family
lives.
Day weekend, right?
Yeah.
Family Day weekend.
Yeah.
This is my family right here.
We were staying until 7 a.m. and then
Yeah.
going to our classes the next day.
Yes. Oh,
We were in a maker space for a while, and that was really great
Yeah.
because there was a lot of different people in there. There was a dressmaker and a bike repair guy, and there was a bunch of different things, but we did the same thing. We came in the evenings after the kids were in school. Okay, go home and have your dinner, and then you come. And that worked out really well, doing like 3 or 4 evenings in a week. And
Except they have power.
So
yeah, we had one
They
light
have running
bulb.
water.
We had one light. Yeah, we didn't have running water. Well, it was cold.
So
water.
the good thing for us is that we have the space all to ourselves, technically. The thing is, once the day ends, once our day ends and their day is starting again, our setup is they have like a garage. This is probably something industrial 10, 20 years ago. They had a loading bay, and they've turned it into a room. So we get that, we call it the garage. They call it the garage. They kind of cycled what they do with that room, aside from us being there. So we have like those like slide out walls.
Mhm,
It's like a foldy xylophone wall.
mhm.
So you fold it up. It hides everything. So and I was joking to William and RJ the other day that I swear 2 years ago when we started working there, that wall fell a lot further back. So, but to be fair, they're partially to blame. They're also encroaching on their own space in their corner. So we have that wall, and as long as it fits